All right, Coach, coming off a tough loss to Stanford, any new thoughts that you've had some time to digest it?
Well, I think the biggest thing coming out of it is, did we play our best game? No. But we played a quality opponent. They played really good football, and we just missed opportunities that were there for us to maybe change the complexion of the game in all three phases, and we didn't take advantage of it. And you have to give Stanford a lot of credit. They took care of the ball. They converted their third downs. They were really efficient in the red zone. And at the end of the day, that was good enough for them to win.
Defensively, where's your focus this week in terms of improvement?
Well, I think 1st and 10 has got to be big for us. We need to play more on our opponent's side of the line of scrimmage. And I felt like the other night on 1st and 10 in the run game, it was all happening on our side of the line of scrimmage, which in turn led to 3, 4, 5, 6-yard runs, which gave them 2nd and shorts, 3rd and shorts to convert those drives. So I'd like us to be a bit more aggressive at the point of attack, play on Arizona State's side of the line of scrimmage, force them into some more 3rd and longs, and then ultimately create more turnovers. We've gone 8 straight quarters defensively now without creating a turnover, and that needs to change.
Yeah, what's the key to creating turnovers?
Well, you have to attack the ball. We have to attack the ball, whether we're tackling a guy, our strip attempts, holding guys up, tip balls, interceptions, all those types of things. And it's not that we're not trying. We just got to keep emphasizing it. And kind of, my feeling is when the dam breaks, we're going to have an onslaught on the ball. We just need to break the dam.
And you've talked a lot about winning one-on-ones. Obviously, you can't play for them, so how do you as a coach facilitate that?
Well, we have to generate one-on-ones in practice. We have to do it on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have to put guys in those scenarios, those situations to where they're comfortable playing in one-on-one situations when the spotlight is on them. And then that just becomes the repetition of it all. That becomes the habit. And we're plenty talented enough to make some of those plays in the one-on-one scenarios. We just need to believe in ourselves, put ourselves in those positions, and then ultimately go make the play.
Offensively, there were a lot of positives. What stood out to you?
Well, I thought Cody, again, was very efficient. He managed the offense really well. I thought the running game was good. We only ran 60 plays in the game and averaged over 7 yards per play with a lot of explosives. So those are all good things. We've gone 3 straight games now without a turnover. We're taking care of the ball. We need to continue that. And then we just got to find our consistency on 3rd down. We're getting closer. We're getting better. We need to be really, really good on 3rd down here Saturday night to help us get a victory.
Couple penalties slowed you down, as you called them, uncharacteristic. What was your message to the team about that?
Yeah, just about us not losing our football IQ. Our guys play hard. We play with great effort, amazing effort. But I want our effort to be calculated. I want us to smart effort, intelligent effort. And we had a couple penalties that the other night that were uncharacteristic, and it wasn't because they were foolish penalties. It was actually we were trying maybe a little too hard. So a point there where I think we can really improve.
Moving on to Arizona State, do you acknowledge last year's game at all, or is that behind you?
No, it's a new team. It's a new, every team is different. Every year is different, and ultimately this game is about getting our first win in conference play against a really quality opponent. They're going to be ready to play. It'll be a night game. Their crowd's going to be fired up. We need to make sure we're laser focused. We need to make sure we're really tight together and that we go out and play a quality football game.
Certainly saw Barkovici last year. What does he bring to the table?
Well, Mike is a really good passer. He can stand in the pocket, deliver the ball. He's very accurate. They've got good schemes for him. They protect him well, and then he can let it rip, and he's sneaky athletic. They do some things in the run game with him as well. So he's a quality player in our conference. Unfortunately for Mike, he had to sit behind Taylor Kelly, who was a heck of a player for them. But now it's his time, and he's doing a good job running their offense.
How are they using DJ Foster differently this year?
All over the field. DJ Foster is a really talented guy. They use him in the backfield. They put him in the slot quite a bit to get matchups on linebackers and safeties. He's a talented guy. We need to know where he is just about on every snap.
It's early, so maybe some of these stats are skewed, but they have the #1 pass defense in the league and the last rush defense. What do you see from the first few games on film?
Well, they played 2 triple option teams the last 2 weeks in Cal Poly and New Mexico, so they saw a lot of run game the last 2 weeks. And so, like anything early in the year, some of those stats that everybody has are a little skewed. The reality of it is Coach Graham's a heck of a defensive coach. They're very aggressive. We're going to see probably every blitz known to mankind here Saturday night, and we're going to have to be really, really tight up front with our protections. We got to do a really good job in the run game, communicating, picking up all the pressures and the stunts and blitzes and whatnot, because they're going to be coming. That's their MO. That's what they do.
And finally, it's the first road game of the season. You know, what's your message, particularly the young guys who have never experienced this?
Well, basically, we're all we got. There's 70 guys get to travel in conference play. We don't get to bring the whole roster. Only 70 guys get to come. And what you see is what we have. And there's not going to be any more reinforcements when we land that just are going to show up. So, but the point is, we're all we need. We're plenty good enough. With the 70 that we're going to put on this plane to go to Tempe, Arizona is good enough to win, but we need to perform, and that's going to be the challenge.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Alrighty, thank you, and fight on.